Hey guys, it's TF now. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing another action figure review. This is going to be of the Star Wars The Black Series, Star Wars The Mandalorian, Death Watch Mandalorian. A very cool looking army builder here. This is one figure in recent memory when it comes to recent releases that is pretty difficult to come by actually. I've been trying to get it on Amazon and it's almost impossible to get it at the retail price. Some places don't even have it in stock yet, like Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth, but I was able to get this through online pickup through Best Buy. Ordered it and it came a week later. If you're an inbox collector though, I don't entirely recommend that because my packaging is pretty banged up. I'm going to be taking it out of the box, so it doesn't really matter. Anyway, let's take a look at the packaging. Very standard with Black Series figures. Star Wars The Black Series logo on the very top. Pretty plain backdrop behind the figure, as you can see there. Figure in the box with some of the contents as well. Bottom half here, it says Star Wars The Mandalorian. There's this orangish, brownish background color for the lettering there. And the same color is used for where it says Death Watch Mandalorian. Warning, choking hazard, ages 4 and up, as well as a Hasbro logo. On this side here is not much going on except the very bottom of the packaging on this side. It says Star Wars The Black Series. On this side, very cool artwork of the Death Watch Mando. Top half of it has a gray going into like a gradient of the color right there. And it says Death Watch Mandalorian. On the top here, with this window box, you can see where most of the damage is done to the packaging. On the back here, you can see a big wide shot of the packaging for the back. Top half, it says Star Wars The Black Series, Death Watch Mandalorian, and a multilingual read-up of the character, as well as on the right, you can see that image of the character that was on the side of the packaging. 21 out of the Star Wars Mandalorian figures. We do have multilingual warnings right there, as well as the Hasbro and Disney logo. On the bottom here, barcode in case you need it. Let's go ahead and get this figure out of the packaging. Here's the figure out of the packaging. I'm having a lot of fun with this figure. I got my gripes, but overall it is a very solid Black Series figure. Let's go ahead and take a look at the accessories, then we'll take a closer look at the figure. Please forgive me, I did not look up the name of these weapons before doing this part of the review, but we're just gonna wing it, I guess. Very nice blaster rifle here. It looks very reminiscent, if you ask me, to Boba Fett's blaster rifle, just mostly because it looks like a modified pistol, or a modified revolver, I should say, with the cylinder and the hammer and whatnot. This looks really nice. I like what we have detailed in the handle here, as well as the underbarrel grip. The actual barrel also has some nice venting going on. We have a nice scope too. It is molded in this dark gray plastic that has a little bit of glitter in there to make it look a little bit more metallic. I would have liked some actual paint apps, but the overall sculpt here is still pretty nice. We also have this blaster pistol, if I can grab it, which also has a similar dark gray plastic, and we've gotten this pistol with characters like Bo-Katan as well as Casca Reeves. You have a nice some nice dark brown paint in the handle, I should say. All that looking really nice. Last but not least, we have the jetpack. I don't know if this is used from a previous character's jetpack. I don't think it's Mando's. I don't know if it's retooled from Jango Fett. I don't think so. So I could be wrong. If you know down in the comments, please let me know. We do actually have some moving thrusters, as you can see here. They don't move that much. They only really go forward and back like so. I think some Marvel Legends Iron Man blast effects might fit in these ports. I haven't tried this yet. It works for like Mando's his jetpack, but I don't know about something like this, so don't quote me on that entirely. But you can see those vents or those ports really in there, really just those holes. We also have or maybe even Boba Fett's might work in there. Anyway, we have this nice metallic silver paint on there. It's not perfect. Like, this does not look like it's supposed to be on there. You can pass this up for like battle damage and whatnot. I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe this is consistent with everyone else's, but if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. But I don't know if it's supposed to be like that. It's not that big of a deal. It can pass up as battle damage to me. We have a little bit of silver going onto the blue, which looks like it's not supposed to be like that. But again, you have to look really hard at some of these imperfections, you know. The rest of all this sculpting looks really nice. It's kind of plain on this side though, but that's mainly because you're just gonna plop it in like so. You're not gonna pay attention to that. You'll want to push in a pretty considerable amount. Originally, when I was first putting this in, it felt pretty loose, but pushing it in a little bit more is pretty nice and snug in there. So that looks pretty good on that back. So it seems like they've made some improvements here on this army builder compared to previous ones. Mostly in the knee pads, which we'll get to a little bit later. But also in the helmet. And what I mean is, this is all one sculpt. You can see a jawline sculpted in there, but sometimes you have like an unpainted head glued onto a soft plastic piece. This is a harder plastic, so you know it's not warped, and I'm all for that, honestly. Just do that from now on, if I'm being honest, because it just didn't work out when I did the soft plastic helmets. I mean, unless the character has an actual painted helmet underneath, which with like the clone troopers and stormtroopers from 2020, they did not. We do have a little bit of an imperfection where there's not all the black going on in there, as you can see. So a little bit of blue onto the visor piece, but the contrasting colors with like the teal, like this purplish, like basically Jango Fett colored purple that they used around the visor piece, the dark blue, all that, the gray, looking really sick. I really like this helmet sculpt. It is very, very, very awesome. I don't know if they're using it from a previous Mandalorian like Jango Fett. I don't have that on me right now, but it's still a very cool looking helmet. I don't think it is. If anything, it might be retooled because that didn't have a moving visor piece, I believe, and this does. We do have this little bit of a blue piece right there with some silver. Also, it moves right back up too. We have this. Let's back out a little bit. Actually, we have this soft plastic chest overlay going onto the actual sculpted chest. We do have the nice gray right here. I actually really like that it has this like leathery texture going on in there. Sorry, the lawnmower is really loud outside my apartment, but this looks just really good with the nice leathery material that they've basically textured in there. A little bit of some blue on top of the shoulders. We do have these shoulder pads here that are independent from the actual shoulders, so you can see it moves on its own, but you'll get a better movement. You'll get better movement with it, I should say, if you move it with the shoulder, which has this nice blue or purplish, again like a Jango Fett purple jumpsuit right there. Really nice, nice texturing, as you can see. You can see some nice wrinkles actually in the joints there. I really like the gauntlets too, with some nice silver on there, some teal and dark blue, a little bit of some black that is like dry brushed almost onto the blue here to make these the back of these hands look warped. And then we have some glossy black hands, as you can see. So top of the body looking really good. We do have the stomach area too that has some nice wrinkling, a little bit of texturing too. Not much paint in areas like in the arms, or like mostly like elbows and upper biceps and the stomach. It's all just molded in this purplish color. But I really like the belt too. This like bronze metallic paint going on here. These nice straps. These pockets, I should say, looking really nice. Very cool pouches. This little blue flap here. There's a little bit of blue paint going onto the black, but it's not super noticeable. And we do have working, weapon storage for the pistol. I forgot to mention this earlier. But with some characters like, the titular character Mando, when you put the pistol in, this piece will stick out because I guess this little peg is just too big on Mando's. But here, it actually wants to pop out a little too easily, but you pop it in there and it at least looks natural. So I really dig the weapon storage here, and the detailing and texturing on the actual pistol holster is sick. One thing I really like is that all of this here is separate from this thigh armor here. That way, when you're rotating this, this will get in the way of this, but like, let's say you want to rotate it like so. You just move that and it won't get like snagged. If it was sculpted onto this, eventually you're going to snag something or some piece of articulation not going to move. But you can move this around, you can still move this and it won't get in the way. Granted, of course, you maybe would have to pop the knee out in order to remove this whole thing, but you really don't want to with this character. Really nice white markings on the thigh armor here as well as on the knees. We also have this thigh armor here, that's just a plain blue. Oh, that looking really nice. Here's the back of the legs with that texturing. There's a little bit of wrinkles on there. There's just even some wrinkles sculpted in the joints. Now onto the knee pads. Knee pads are usually sculpted or glued on top of the actual knee. And when you bend it, it, you know, will, with this one it won't, but it will, like with this clone trooper, will look like that. So it's not natural. However, these are separate pieces now, and they're not perfect, right? They're a little loose, and they definitely look like they're coming off. And sometimes this part that's sculpted above the knee will go over it. But it moves with the actual knee. Again, not perfect, but it's a start to perfecting that. And it looks much better, I think, than what we got with, you know, some of the clone troopers with those knee pads, like 2020 and whatnot. So I dig that. The boots also look really good with the nice, it's a slightly glossy black, you know, mold they're going for here. With some nice wrinkles and whatnot. Whatever this is supposed to be. Looking really nice. At the top of the boots. Not much detailing on the bottom of the boots, however. So, let's back up a little bit and get you a 360 look of the figure. I did not put the jetpack on for this part of the review yet, just to give you a full look of, you know, the back. But now let's do the articulation, which is pretty standard for Black Series figures. We have a ball jointed head, as well as some ball joints going into the torso. So it allows for all this range of motion for tilting forward and back, as well as a really nice rotation and whatnot. Arms go all the way around. They go in and out. We do have a bit of a butterfly joint here. It's not perfect, though. It doesn't want to move all that well. Oh, yeah, we have a swivel here at the elbow, as well as a single jointed elbow that gets about 90. We also have a swivel at the gauntlet, swivel at the wrist, up and down hinge for this hand, which I'm not doing the greatest job bending that right now. But we have an in and out joint for this hand. Ball jointed waist, swivels, forward, back, side to side. Legs go forward that much, and not really back at all, but they do go in and out here. Upper thigh swivel. We also have a single jointed knee that gets 90 and bend, or swivels as well. The feet bend down really nicely, but don't really bend upward all that well. But we do have ankle rockers. Quick size comparisons on the right. We have the first version of Mando from Black Series. On the left, we have Black Suit Spider-Man. At certain angles, it's hard to tell which one's taller, Mando or the Death Watch Mando, but they're getting close to about the same height, and Marvel Legends are usually taller. Overall, I'm very happy with this figure. I think it's a really awesome army builder with some really great things about it, mostly some of the improvements like in the helmet as well as the knee pads. The overall figure itself is very cool looking too, with all the nice different armor pieces. Paint apps on here are pretty decent, as well as the weapons. They're pretty sick, even though they could have some better paint and whatnot. It's a very nice army builder. I'm very happy to have this one in my collection. The problem with this army builder, though, is that it's getting close to $25. So, yeah, that's a pretty expensive army builder now. The prices of these things are going up, sadly. But if you're willing to pay that much for them, or wait for a possible sale, drop in price, I do recommend getting more than just one Death Watch Mandalorian. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Comment down below what you think about the figure, what you think about the review. Leave a like, share amongst your friends. Follow me on Instagram for more content over there, and I'll see you guys later.